Welcome back to K-pop&juice. Beautiful people. If you love those moments when a single sentence, a tiny smile, or an almost accidental comment sends an entire fandom into full detective mode, then today's story is about to consume your thoughts. Because sometimes idols and actors don't confirm anything directly. They don't need to. One mysterious hint is enough to set the internet on fire. And recently, that exact spark came from none other than Rowoon, and the name quietly orbiting that spark was Park Eun. Fans didn't just react. They investigated. They analyzed tone, timing, body language, word choice, even the silence between words. Because what Rowoon said wasn't dramatic. It wasn't a confession. It was subtler than that, which somehow made it louder. To understand why this hint hit so hard, we need to go back to the beginning. To the drama that connected them in the public imagination forever. The king's affection. Their chemistry in that series wasn't the flashy, high-intensity type. It was tender, respectful, deeply emotional. The kind of connection that feels built on trust rather than sparks. Viewers didn't just ship the characters, they felt protective of them, as if the story had allowed them to witness something fragile and precious. Behind-the-scenes clips reinforced that feeling. Rowoon often appeared attentive, gently supportive, careful with his words around her. Park Eun, known for her professionalism and composure, seemed relaxed and warm in his presence, laughing more easily, speaking more freely. Nothing inappropriate, nothing overt, just the quiet ease of two people who genuinely respected each other. After the drama ended, both moved on to new projects, new roles, new public appearances. Naturally, fans assumed the couple energy would fade into memory. That's how the industry works. But every now and then, small interactions would surface. An award show greeting, a mention in an interview, a shared memory referenced casually, and the old warmth would flicker back to life. Then came the mysterious hint. During a recent interview, Rowoon was asked a fairly standard question about memorable co-stars. He gave thoughtful, polite answers, mentioning various colleagues with professional respect. But when Park Eun's name came up, something shifted. Not dramatically, just enough for attentive viewers to notice. His voice softened slightly. He paused before answering, as if choosing words with extra care. And then he said something along the lines of how working with her was very comfortable, and that she was someone he could rely on. Comfort, reliance. Simple words. Harmless words. But in the emotional vocabulary of fans, those words carry weight. Because comfortable suggests safety. Reliance suggests trust. And trust in a high-pressure filming environment doesn't form overnight. What truly sent fans spiraling, though, wasn't just what he said. It was how he said it. A shy smile, a brief downward glance, a soft exhale, almost like a private memory had surfaced unexpectedly. It was the kind of reaction people have when they're remembering something meaningful but not meant for public discussion. Within minutes, clips circulated online with captions like, "Did you see his face? Why did he smile like that? That wasn't just a normal answer." And thus, detective mode activated. Fans began revisiting old interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, award show moments. Patterns emerged, or at least, patterns that fans believed they saw. The way he seemed extra attentive during press events. How he often used respectful but warm language when referring to her. The subtle difference between how he described her versus other co-stars. Some even pointed out that Rowoon, usually articulate and composed, occasionally stumbled slightly when speaking about her, as if navigating an emotional minefield of what was appropriate to reveal. Of course, none of this proves anything romantic. But fandom culture thrives on emotional clues, not legal evidence. And in a world where celebrities guard their private lives carefully, ambiguity becomes fertile ground for imagination. What makes this situation particularly intriguing is the personalities involved. Rowoon has cultivated an image of sincerity, thoughtful, introspective, gentle. Park Eun is admired for her intelligence, humility, and grounded nature. Neither is associated with scandals or attention-seeking behavior, so when something feels off-script, it carries more impact. Imagine two people known for professionalism suddenly revealing a flicker of something personal. It's like seeing a crack in a perfectly polished surface. Not destructive, just revealing depth underneath. Some fans interpreted his comment as proof of a close friendship forged during intense filming. Others wondered whether unspoken feelings had once existed but were never acted upon. A few romantics insisted it was evidence of something ongoing but private, and many simply found the moment touching, regardless of interpretation. Because at its core, the reaction wasn't about gossip. It was about the possibility that something genuine existed between people who seemed kind, respectful, and emotionally compatible. Psychologically speaking, viewers often project their own hopes onto celebrity pairings. When a relationship, real or imagined, embodies warmth, safety, and mutual admiration, it becomes a symbol of the kind of connection people crave in their own lives. That's why even the smallest hint can feel monumental. Rowoon's mysterious tone tapped directly into that emotional reservoir. Another detail that fueled speculation was timing. The hint surfaced during a period when both actors were trending for separate projects, meaning public attention was already heightened. When audiences are focused, they notice subtleties that might otherwise pass unnoticed. And then there was the aftermath. Neither actor addressed the speculation. No clarifications, no denials, no playful dismissals, just silence. In celebrity culture, silence can be interpreted in countless ways: professionalism, indifference, privacy, or, in the eyes of fans, confirmation by absence. But perhaps the most beautiful interpretation is also the simplest. Maybe Rowoon was just expressing sincere appreciation for someone who shared a meaningful chapter of his life. Filming a long drama, especially one as emotionally demanding as theirs, creates bonds that outsiders can't fully understand. Cast members often become temporary families, supporting each other through exhaustion, pressure, and vulnerability. If you've ever worked intensely with someone toward a shared goal, you know how deeply that can connect people, even without romance. Still, fans can't help wondering, why did it feel different? Why did that one answer linger in the air long after the interview ended? Maybe because authenticity has a distinct texture. You can sense when words are purely diplomatic and when they're rooted in genuine feeling. Rowoon's comment didn't sound rehearsed, it sounded remembered. And memories carry emotion whether we intend them to or not. Social media continued buzzing for days. Edits paired his interview clip with scenes from their drama, amplifying the emotional resonance. Comment sections filled with stories from viewers who admitted the pairing still occupied a special place in their hearts. Some said they revisited the series after hearing his words, rediscovering why it affected them so deeply. It became less about whether he revealed too much, and more about how powerful that shared history remained. Because that's the real secret behind moments like this. They don't create feelings, they reactivate them. And perhaps that's why this hint felt so significant. It reminded fans that behind the polished performances, there were real human experiences. Long nights on set, shared laughter between takes, quiet encouragement during difficult scenes. Moments no camera captured, but both actors remember. Those experiences don't disappear when filming ends. They settle into memory, shaping how people see each other forever. So did Rowoon reveal too much? Maybe not in terms of facts, but emotionally, perhaps he revealed just enough to remind everyone that their connection wasn't imaginary. Now we turn to you, K-pop&juice family. What do you think? Was it simply professional admiration? A deep friendship? Something more that time or circumstance never allowed to grow? Or do you believe some bonds are meant to stay undefined, beautiful, precisely because they remain private? Be honest. Did his expression make your heart flutter a little?